Anthropic just published something I think everyone needs to see. It's called the AI Fluency Index. They studied nearly 10,000 real conversations between people and Claude and measured how well people actually collaborate with AI. Not just whether they use it, but whether they use it well. And what they found, I think, is interesting. The people who make the most out of AI systems, especially LLMs, are the ones who iterate. They're the ones who refine. They're the ones who push back. They set the terms of their collaboration with the AI system. They don't just accept the first response that the LLM gives to them. And this is a part that connects to everything that we talk about on this channel. AI fluency is becoming a job market signal. Hi, everyone. My name is Obi, and I am a consultant, a researcher, and educator in AI governance and cybersecurity. And in this video, I am going to talk about what AI literacy and AI fluency actually mean and how they are different. I'm going to talk about where the concept of AI fluency came from and why Anthropic formalized it, what their data reveals about effective AI collaboration, and how you can start building your AI fluency today for free. I'm also going to demonstrate one of the 4 fluency competencies live in this video so that you can see exactly what fluency looks like in practice. So stick around for that before we go any further. I want to make sure that we're working with the same clear definitions because these 2 terms can actually get used interchangeably, but they shouldn't be. What is AI literacy? AI literacy is a foundational understanding of what AI is, how it works, and what it's capable of. It means that you can explain in general terms what a large language model is and what it does. You understand the basics of how AI generates text, images, or code. You know the difference between generative AI and traditional software. You can have an informed conversation about AI capabilities and its limitations. That's AI literacy. It is essential. It's a foundation on which everything else is built on. Without it, you can't make informed decision about AI in your organization. You can't evaluate vendors. You cannot contribute to policy discussions. You can't even know what questions to ask. So if you've been building your AI literacy, that's valuable work. Don't stop. If you haven't, you need to start now. There are many videos available where you can do that. What is AI fluency? AI fluency builds on top of that AI literacy foundation. It is the ability to collaborate with AI effectively, efficiently, ethically, and safely. Think about this in the way we think about languages. Literacy is being able to read and understand a language. Fluency is being able to think, work, and communicate in that language. A literate person knows what AI is. A fluent person knows how to work with AI, how to direct it, evaluate its output, catch its mistakes, and use it responsibly. Both of these things matter. Literacy is a starting point. Fluency is where the real professional capability lives. Where did the concept of AI fluency come from? This is a part that I think is worth knowing. The concept did not originate inside a tech company, okay? It came from academia. Woohoo! In 2023 and 2024, 2 professors, Rick Dakan at the Ringling College of Arts and Design, and also Professor Joseph Feller at University College Cork, were researching how AI tools like Claude were transforming creative and business work. What they found was that people needed more than literacy. They needed a framework for how to actually collaborate with AI. Not just understand it, but work with it in practice. So they developed the 4D AI fluency framework. The 4 competencies are description, delegation, discernment, and diligence. Anthropic saw this framework and recognized a shared vision. So Anthropic partnered with Dakan and Feller to build free courses around this framework. They released the core course in mid-2025, followed by versions for students, educators, and nonprofit, all under Creative Commons license. What this means is that anyone can use them, anyone can adapt them. Then in February 2026, they published the AI Fluency Index. So let's work through these 4 competencies. The first D is description. This is about how clearly you can communicate with AI. Can you articulate your goals? Can you specify the format you need? Can you provide context and examples? The better you describe what you need, the better the output. The second D is delegation. This is about knowing what to hand off to AI and what to keep, understanding which tasks AI handles well and which ones require your own human judgment. The third D is discernment. This is the critical evaluation piece. Can you assess whether AI's output is accurate? Can you spot what's missing? Can you question its own reasoning? Can you check the facts before you use it? And the fourth D is diligence. This is about the ethical and safety dimensions, being honest about AI's role in your work, considering the consequences of sharing AI-generated content. It's more so about how we think, how you communicate, how you evaluate things, and how you take responsibility. These are skills anybody can bring to the table. So you're already good at being precise in your communication, at evaluating information critically, maintaining ethical standards. AI fluency doesn't start from scratch. It's applying what you already know to a new tool. Okay, so I promised you a demonstration. Let's go ahead and do it. I want to show you what discernment looks like in practice because this is a competency that Anthropic's data shows that most people underuse, especially when AI produces polished results. So here's a scenario. Let's say I'm consulting, I'm doing AI governance for a mid-sized healthcare company, and I want to use AI to help me draft a quick AI risk assessment summary. I'm going to prompt an AI tool to show you the output, and then I'm going to show you what a fluent user does next versus what most people do. So here's my prompt. Draft a brief AI risk assessment summary for a mid-sized healthcare company that's deploying a clinical support tool powered by a large language model. Okay, so let's look at that output. It's well organized. It has professional tone. It has clear categories. It covers data privacy, model bias, clinical accuracy, regulatory compliance. Now, most people will look at this and say, great, done. This is wonderful work. That's the literacy response. You used AI, you got output, and you moved on. Now, here is the fluency response. A fluent user looks at this and starts asking, what regulatory frameworks are you basing this on? Are these specific to healthcare AI in the US or are they general? Now, this is checking whether the AI anchored its analysis in the right regulatory context, or whether it gave you a generic response that sounds authoritative but isn't tailored. You can also ask, what's missing from this assessment? What risks did you not include that a healthcare AI governance professional should consider? Now, this is explicitly asking AI to identify its own blind spots, and you'd be surprised how useful this is. AI might surface things like clinical over-reliance, alert fatigue, health equity impacts, or liability questions about who is accountable when the tool is wrong. I can also type, you listed model bias as a risk. Walk me through your reasoning. What specific types of biases are relevant to clinical support and what evidence exists for them? Now, this is asking AI to show its work. If it can't explain its reasoning with specifics, that tells you something. That's discernment. It's more about verifying, refining, and strengthening what AI produces so that the final output meets professional standard. And if you come from audit and compliance or risk management, this is literally what you do every day. You review work, you question assumptions, you look for gaps. Discernment is your existing expertise applied to a new tool. So Anthropic measured this thing that we do in risk management. So in their AI Fluency Index that's published in February 2026, they analyzed nearly 10,000 real conversations on Claude, and they tracked 11 observable behaviors that indicate AI fluency. And the data reinforces exactly what we just demonstrated. Finding one, iteration is everything. 86% of the conversation in their sample showed iteration and refinement, meaning people were building on previous exchanges and not just accepting the first response. People who iterate are 5.6 times more likely to question AI's reasoning and 4 times more likely to identify missing context. So think about what this means. The people who get the most out of AI, these are the people who stay in the conversation longer. They push back, they refine, they ask for references, for citations, they review those citations, they read what the AI produced to find whether there's something that's missing. Now, that's a thinking skill. And it's one that governance and compliance professionals should do every day. I might add that it's one that everyone who uses AI tools should do every day. The second finding, polished outputs make people less critical. When AI creates something that looks finished, a polished document, a working app, or a well-formatted report, people become less likely to question it. Anthropic found that in conversations where AI created artifacts, users were less likely to question the reasoning, less likely to question facts, and less likely to identify missing context. That first risk assessment that we saw, it looked finished, but it wasn't complete. It wasn't tailored. It hadn't been stress tested. The better that AI gets at looking competent, the more we need people who can evaluate whether it actually is. And that's a governance skill. Audit professionals spot things that look right but are not. Compliance professionals check whether polished reports hold up under scrutiny. Risk professionals question assumptions even when everyone else has moved on. The world needs people who can evaluate what AI produces, and that's discernment. And it's where your background gives you an edge. So let me bring this together in the context of AI governance. If you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking about how to position yourself for the AI governance job market. And this here is a point. AI fluency is a connective tissue between your existing skill and AI governance role. So think about it. If you are coming from compliance, AI fluency means you can evaluate AI generated compliance reports for accuracy. You can use AI to accelerate regulatory research, and you can critically assess whether AI tools are meeting regulatory requirements. If you have a risk management, AI fluency means you can collaborate with AI to build risk assessments. You can evaluate AI generated risk models. You can identify blind spots that AI missed. In each of these cases, you're not replacing your existing expertise with AI. You're augmenting it. And that's what Anthropic's research found as the most common expression of AI fluency, using AI as a thought partner, not as a replacement. This is a message that I want to clarify. So I participated in a panel a few weeks ago, and one of the things that I heard one of the panelists talk about was about how they conduct interviews today, whether it's technical interviews or any interview. So what they started to do, this company, was to ask candidates to share their screen, and they will give the candidate a question or a problem to solve and watch the candidate solve that problem on screen using any AI of their choice. So this is an example of where you can demonstrate your AI fluency, right? This is AI fluency in action. Companies asking you to share your AI screen, and they want to watch you demonstrate what you learned and how you can help them solve a problem using an AI tool, right? So how do you actually build this? First, take Anthropic's AI fluency course. It is free. It's built around the 4D framework that we just talked about. I've taken the course and I really enjoyed it. It opened my eyes in different ways that I didn't know before. And I think you should watch it. Second, practice iteration, not just prompting. Based on Anthropic's data, the single strongest predictor of AI fluency is whether you can iterate and whether you can refine. So when you get a response from any AI tool, do what we did in this demonstration. Don't just accept it. Push back. Ask follow-up questions. and say, what are you uncertain about? You can also say this: walk me through your reasoning. That's where the real value shows up. Number three is build sample work that demonstrates AI augmented capability. This goes back to demonstrated capability over credentials. The work product shows both your domain expertise and your AI fluency. That's a powerful combination in the current job market. Number four, study the governance frameworks. I keep coming back to this because that's what we have. Okay, study them. All of these things position you differently than someone who just lists a certification on LinkedIn. Now, if you want a structured way to start building your AI governance foundation, I've put together a free 10-day challenge that covers the core frameworks and skills. No cost, just structured. I'll link it in the description. I'm also running a coaching program for professionals that are making a career transition. So if you want a personalized guidance and a structured path, that's available too. Details are in the description. Drop a comment and tell me, how are you using AI in your current work? What's your biggest barrier to building AI fluency? So please subscribe if you want more content on AI governance. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.